Hello everybody, welcome back. It is me, your old pal Orpheus, with another adventure here on Orpheus Plays. We are playing Blade and Sorcery today, the Nomad version. That's right, the Quest 2 port. Smooth and buttery, and you can play it outdoors, which is always cool. You freak out the neighbors a little bit, but let's not talk about that. Anyway, I hope you're doing well wherever you are today, whether it's day or night, or you just decided to tune in to watch an old pal slaughter a whole bunch of digital people. Okay, so what I want to talk about today is an old-fashioned system. Since we're in the marketplace today, I wanted to talk about a bartering system that my family used to use years ago, and it's kind of interesting and kind of dickish in a way too. But anyway, we'll get to that in just a second. We're in survival mode today again, and we're choosing from 3 things that come out apparently, because we got a stick, we got a shield, and we got a sword. So I'm gonna choose the sword. Let's get things kicked off here with our first victim. Come on out. Where are you? Come on down. You're the next contestant on Orpheus Plays. Here he is with our first traditional slow motion kill of the day. He's got a rapier. I kind of want that. Come here, bro. And there you go. You are all set with you're our first traditional slow motion kill. Congratulations. Anyway, with that out of the way, oh no. With that out of the way, let's get to today's topic. Now, a long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away, actually the galaxy right here that we're in, your old pal Orpheus, he used to be co-owner of a bakery. And before you get all like, oh, you had your own business a long time ago. Well, I mean, yes, but not that one. My parents kind of used me and my brother as a tax shield. And so we had a place called the Triple First Letter of our last name Bakery, right? It was the corporation that owned a bakery that we had in downtown Detroit. And it was a very cool bakery. It was kind of well known, and I'm not going to tell you the name. There are a lot of bakeries in Detroit, especially over the years, that have made a name for themselves. So we are one of them. We're one of them. I'll tell you the fate of what happened a little bit later. But that was gross. Yikes. Anyway, so we had this bakery. It was very popular. People used to line up every morning and everything. Ooh, that was meaty. And so people used to line up every morning in order to get the bakery, get the bread and the pastries and the raisin bread and the buns and everything. And it was, I mean, honestly, it was really good bread. It was sourdough bread mostly, and we were kind of known for it. And to this day, I'm such a sourdough snob. Anytime I eat sourdough, I'm like, this one's good, but the sourdough is a little out of balance with the sweetness. But yes, I actually know how to, bake on an industrial scale. And now the thing is, before you think that I had just a bunch of machines that I would hit a button on. No. This was one of the old-fashioned gas-fired brick oven. And, you had to wake up at 2:30 in the morning to get in there and do all the stuff you needed to do in order to get that bread going in that oven. And, getting all the bread out at the right time. And all. This looks like one of the headsman's axes from Alice in Wonderland. from the Queen of Hearts. Anyway. So, every morning when I was work the bakery, you wake up nice and early, you get yourself going, you get yourself ready, you go in and you get all that bread going. And some of the other things that I would do would, get all the bread out of the oven, take it out and like put it on cooling racks. And then once it was cool, I'd put it into bags and put twist ties on it. Quite a family opera. I almost hit myself with that arrow. Good Lord. Excuse me, sir. I need your head. Come here. But I did everything at that company, including delivering the bread to a bunch of different stores. Because at first we didn't do that, but as it grew in popularity, we started to ship it to stores, and I would deliver, sometimes up to 2.5, 3 hours away, for stores that wanted this stuff. And it was, I mean, come on, folks. Honestly, when I got to be honest, it was some of the best bread that I've ever tasted in my life, and we brought the recipe over from Hungary and all that stuff, and pretty cool stuff. Anyway. So this bread, I'm not lying when I said it was good, okay? It was so good that we would use it to pay for things in the community, okay? So, ooh, nice. And so people would like, okay, so here's a good example. We'd go to get our tires done at some place near the bakery, in downtown Detroit, somewhere, some random tire shop, right? And we would we'd go and get the tires done, and my dad would bring a huge box of bread, probably like 30 loaves or something like that, and go, here you go, fellas. And they'd take the box of bread and distribute it amongst all the employees and give some to their friends and stuff. And you'd think, well, that's kind of a dick move, right? You go in there and you give them bread, and they're gonna, give you the tires for free. Well, okay. When we would bring out that box of bread, their eyes would light up like nobody's business, man. I am serious. Like, people would just be like, oh my God, it's so, like, thank you so much, right? Well, okay, so how does this get turned into something that's kind of a jerk move? Okay, well, my mom started to try to pay for other things with it. So she had an antique business that she ran, and she would try to pay for antiques with this bread. And, if it's someone that we knew, right? If it was a person that we knew, that was no big deal. They were always like, yeah, oh, sweet, the bread, right? We would we would just, go ahead and give them the bread if they knew us. Well, if it was someone that didn't know us but sort of knew the bakery, my mom would try to go, okay, well, here's a big box of bread. And they would look at her like, why are you offering me bread? I just sold you I'm selling you like a $1,300 like $1,300 quilt or something, and you're offering me bread for it? Excuse me. I need you to absorb this arrow for me. Nope, you missed. You hit her though. That was pretty good. But people would look at her and be like, what are you talking about, lady? You can't just give me bread for this. And she was so used to people being like, oh my God, it's the bread, that she would just get confused about it and like angry. I don't understand. This is some of the best bread in Metro Detroit. You should really give it a try. And it's, and I mean, look, let's be honest here. Would you accept, if you didn't know anything about like me or anything like that, and you sold me, I don't know, like a PS5 or something, right? And you're like, okay, that'll be $300, right? And I go, how about $100 in a box of bread, right? You'd go, what? And that's kind of how it was with this for some people. Well, it's kind of cool to be able to do this. But the thing was, since it was my family's business, it's not like they were giving the bakery money when they took the bread, right? It was literally, they would tell the bakery that they would need, I don't know, 50 loaves of bread for some fundraiser or something they were doing. And, my mom or I would just show up and grab the bread and go to the fundraiser. And that was that. There wasn't any money exchanged or anything. And so the bakery was like very slowly hemorrhaging money as we went along. Like it was very slow. It was like a very slow burn. Over the years, 10, 15 years, things started to get a little weird because my mom was always showing up for free bread. My dad would always take huge boxes of bread up to our hunting ranch, and where we were, a member of a hunting ranch with a whole bunch of other people. We would take it to family events and to just everywhere. And so the bakery just started to kind of get this strain going on, because you're always taking bread and taking it to other places. Well, I mean, the sales were good enough that it was maintaining it, but it was like this slow bleeder, right? Okay. So let's go a little bit further into the future. I have gotten older. I have moved away. I've gone to college and all that stuff. You're just going to zap that? Okay, well, then that's all you. Anyway, so I had gone to college and everything. I came back from college, and my mom had wanted me to start delivering bread again. Well, at this point, she had opened up a cafe like an hour and a half, 2 hours north of Detroit, and she was like, oh, I've got this cafe now that you have to start delivering to. Well, the cafe was in this hoity-toity, rich area of Metro Detroit. Well, I mean, further than Metro Detroit, north of Metro Detroit. But it was this really fancy area. And so there weren't a lot of customers, right? Because if they were going to get this bread, they were going to go to, a grocery store locally that carried it. And so, again, more stuff that just made the company start to hemorrhage money all over the place. And this place did not do well at all. But my mom kept bartering with that bread. Would go to, we'd have a contractor that would come in and fix the oven or something, and my mom would try to my mom would try to barter with the bread, and the guy, again, it would be like, no, you can't just barter with the bread. Well, the problem is once you start sinking a little bit like that with the business, you can't keep paying with the product that you're trying to sell. Right? You can't just keep going with that. Okay, can I get him? Oh, no. Oh, God. But you can't just keep paying with the stuff that you're trying to sell to make money. But my mom still never kind of understood that. And so I got into a point where I lost touch with my family, and I found out they sold the brand name to another company. And so these days, I'm pretty sure you can still go get this brand name bread anywhere that's in Michigan. Well, in certain places in Michigan. It's still probably the same sourdough recipe because they bought that too. I don't know who bought it, but it's no longer where it was, but now it's a brand name that was well known. It was in Esquire magazine. Anyway, the bartering of the bread thing always was really weird to me because it was like, why would you want bread instead of actual money for stuff? Anyway. That was interesting to me. I don't know if it was to you. Anyway, we'll see you on the next one here on Orpheus Plays. Be good, do good, treat yourself well, because you absolutely deserve it. We'll see you next time. Bye!